So apparently Trump's biggest regret from his entire presidency was not calling in the military using the Insurrection Act against the BLM protests.
BLM?
Against the riots that occurred during the BLM protests. That was the biggest regret, was that he didn't call in the American military to fight against people rioting over police violence.
But and nobody was like, well, what about the Capitol thing, man? No,
he's not talking about that.
There are hummingbirds outside. Mildly disruptive.
Speaking of birds, I didn't have this on my list, but have you heard of the new kind of faux conspiracy theory? Birds aren't real.
I have heard people say that on the internet.
Birds aren't real.
I didn't know. I've been going with it when somebody's like birds aren't real. I'm like, well, naturally, but
so it's really funny actually. It's like basically some people kind of like decided to come up with their own like fake conspiracy theory that most people understand is fake and just nonsense.
Right, just see how far they can push it.
Yeah, but they push it, and it's almost kind of like a flat Earth kind of thing, where it's like, are they serious or I don't. But yeah, I guess there's probably there's a percentage of people who actually believe it. I'm sure.
Yeah,
but basically the conspiracy is, in 2001, right after the Patriot Act was passed, Barack Obama basically killed all of the birds, or
in 2001. In 2001.
Yes, 2001. Barack Obama, not president then.
This is genius.
Removed all of the birds from our country and replaced them all with miniature drones that constantly surveil us as the American people.
Yes. I mean, I knew that's where the birds aren't real thing. I didn't know the precise, like the fact, like whoever came up with it, right? If whoever came up with it specifically was like in 2001, Barack Obama, right? Like that's fucking brilliant, right?
Remember when this country started going downhill in 2001? Yeah, that was when Barack Obama.
When Barack Obama like had the ability to, like, he in what? Oh God, what was it? It was like 2005, 2000. It might have been as late as 2007. I saw him give a fucking speech in the quad of a local college. Barack Obama, right? Like by himself, fucking in like a, whatever, in front of the fucking cafeteria, giving a speech that me and our mutual also leftist, although I'm sure I don't know what he is now, but at the time he was a communist friend, and I both left. We both were like, fuck this guy. Like we were like, it was like he was like the, whatever, he might be the first black president. Like we had heard like rumblings of that, so we're like, fuck it, we might as well go check it out. and we went, and immediately it was like he was talking with like a southern accent, and like we like both looked at each other like, this motherfucker is from Chicago. And he was like, y'all done come down here to see, this little junior center talking, and that's real nice, and like, and it was like, dude, what are you doing, right? And then we turned, and there was a black dude that was leaning against a post who saw us walk up, and then like talk to each other for a second. We were there for 30 seconds, right? Dude leaning against the post saw us walk up, and then turn around and leave. And the dude looked at us and he just goes, "Where does this motherfucker think he is? Mississippi?" And we were just like, "Yes, this is why we're leaving." Like it was the dude like read our minds, and then we left. And so that was what? That was probably 5 or 6 years after he killed all the birds in the United States.
Right. Well, or removed them at least. We're not exactly sure, I guess. I haven't heard any concrete evidence about what he did to those birds. But they're not there anymore. They're all replaced by drones.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Because because that's the thing. It's like if you're like, if you're like a, chud that's just like, birds aren't real, right? Like, I'm going to investigate, right? And then you get to the bottom, like, this is how the conspiracy started. Barack Obama in 2001, right? And you still buy it, you're a fucking moron, right? And it's like, there you go. There's your tell, right? If you're fucking serious and you know that it, like, if, in 2001, Barack Obama, whatever, got rid of the birds, then fucking you're a fucking dumb dummy. You're a dumb dummy from Dumberville. Well, okay.
Rewind.
The vaccine hoarding thing it's dumb on two fronts, right? Because it's dumb that the people that we're hoarding it for won't take it, right? Which to me means then give it away.
Yeah.
Right? Give it the fuck away.
Send it over to Africa, send it to Latin America. And you know what? Oh, if you don't want the vaccine now as an American, but 6 months from now you all of a sudden want it, you can just fly down to Argentina, and they've got a hub there where they're giving out vaccines right now.
Yeah.
So,
or,
like...
you can take a big giant bag of syringes with you to Cuba, and then you can get the vaccine. You fucking assholes.
Well, no one's going to give that deal. But, yeah, I mean, actually, I saw Mexico is actually sending supplies to Cuba.
Oh,
so
thank
good
God.
on them. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I completely get that sentiment. If we're sitting on vaccines, and at this point we're giving fewer and fewer out every day, at a certain point we need to send them all to countries like Indonesia where they really, really need them right now.
Right. Or even Japan. I don't understand how you could have the Olympics in a country, right, and not and have the world be like not be like, okay, well, one thing's for sure, everybody in Tokyo's got to get vaxxed, right? Like, how the fuck did that not happen? We had a long time to fucking Think about how that would work.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many countries who don't have like hardly any vaccine at all. Like maybe they have under 1% of their population vaccinated. I mean, we're talking a lot of countries.
Yeah, most countries.
Yeah, so things are not looking good on that front. And then, like, you listen to the press conference with Jen Psaki, White House,
White
what
House,
press correspondent, whatever her name is.
like fucking Polish cunt.
She's she's doing what's her name? Sarah Huckabee Sanders is doing for Trump. Coming up with some bullshit
Well, and
on the fly to answer some questions.
You gotta feel bad for any of those people, man. Like
yeah, but this is like, it's like you really. I hate the way that the way they answer. Like
yeah,
the Trump ones, you never knew what you were going to get with the Trump press secretaries. They could say anything, and you'd be like, oh, okay, that's today's thing.
This is where we're going.
Yeah, but with the Jen Psaki is just pure, like, what did the CIA, Pentagon, like, establishment have cooked up for her today? And you can hear it. It's the same kind of words they were using back in the Obama years and the Bush years, talking about foreign policy and things like that. It's just like, stop talking like that. Well, yeah, like she was saying, talking about the vaccines today. We can't just go sending vaccines out right now because we're still waiting to find out what the science is on booster shots and if we may need them and if we may need vaccines for kids under 13 or whatever. It's like, what about the people who we definitely know need the vaccine right now on other parts of the world? And you know what? If we don't help those people out, there's just going to be more and more fucking variants we have to deal with. You think the Delta variant is the last one?
Oh no, there's epsilons. There's already epsilons.
And then there's going to be fuxalons, and there's going to be fucking hellsalons and galacsalons. Yeah, it's going to fucking go on from there. I mean, it's not even fucking funny. It's ridiculous that we're not like Biden.
What's
Biden
ridiculous
right now. Biden has the opportunity. He could be the Superman of the fucking world, but instead he's half dead and doesn't fucking know exactly how much of a fucking legacy he can leave behind. If he fucking put an effort to save the entire world and fucking vaccinate as many people as he possibly could by A, giving out the vaccines that we're hoarding currently, and then B, freezing the property rights on the mRNA vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer, and allowing other countries to set up production on those vaccines.
Which they would do immediately. They'd
have at least 3 or 4 major ones in the world in developing countries setting up right away.
Yeah, and that's where, of all the people to be killed, fucking Bill Gates. I swear to God, like, I would gleefully watch him be ripped apart by wolves during the Super Bowl. Like, that's the level of hate that I have for Bill Gates now, as opposed to, again, back in the day when I didn't really pay close attention to anything. And it's like, Bill Gates is like the good billionaire or whatever, like that kind of shit. Like, it's like, dude, you are single-handedly like standing in the way of, like, it's like no one lobbied harder for it than Bill Gates for the fucking IP. And why?
I'm pretty sure,
bitch ass.
I'm almost positive Biden has the power to do this.
He does.
But it's not in the wheelhouse of like 90s politics that he's used to. It's not in the wheelhouse or the fucking desires of the people who are actually advising him and at this point handling him.
Yeah.
I mean,
One of them being
none
Bill
of those
Gates.
people want like or even care about the global vaccination rate. None of that shit matters to them. They don't care at all. It's all about getting the Democrats elected the next time around. And, like it's all those things that's what they're worried about. They're not concerned about it at all. That's why we're set up in this fucking nightmare of a situation where no one's incentives are lined up to help the rest of the human race. Anyone who has any position where they could actually help, their incentives aren't lined up to do so.
Yeah.
That's where we found ourselves.
What's weird about that is, it's like if you wanted Democrats to be elected at least for another term, if not 2 more terms, saving the world from coronavirus would be pretty high up there on the thing that it'd be like, yep, I did that. Ha 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 ha. While the Republicans were dicking around and talking about how it's not real and how nobody should get the vaccine or whatever, I was fucking making sure that no one else died, right?
What's next to talk about?
Well, you did send me a picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene's cloven hooves.
I forgot about that.
I've been saving that joke for days. There was one of the reasons why I didn't text you back is because anything I say now belongs on the goddamn show, right? And why is she missing toes and
she's not missing. It's just they look so weird.
Of all the thank God, right? I'll say this up front. Thank God I'm not like a foot guy, right? There's and no shade on the foot people, right? Whatever you're into, that's all fine. But
they're more into AOC from what I hear.
Well, yeah, but I mean, has anyone actually even seen her feet? What? I don't know. Whatever. These ones are right out in the open. This bitch is barefoot a lot, right? And her feet are crazy.
Just as crazy as her head is.
It's I mean, her head is just your stereotypical giant Irish, just.
Well, I'm saying about things that come out of it. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah. Her feet are as crazy as her fucking mouth. But, I mean, they look like horror movie feet, right? The whatever what's the hills have eyes, right? It's like those mutant people, right? And and there have already been, I read the article, that the thing that you sent me, like, where it's like the feet people have been on this, right? And they're trying to figure out, like, is she missing toes? Is she a lizard? Like, why are her feet like that? Like, her toes turn, and hey, don't get me wrong, look, my feet are horrible, okay? They're
I've seen them. I can verify that's true.
One of my toes, like, just sticks up in the air, right? For no reason. Like, so I'm not anyone to talk about fucked up feet. I'm saying that as a person with fucked up feet, her feet are fucked up. They are way more fucked up than my feet are. And that's saying something. My feet have been through some shit. My feet have, whatever. My feet are deformed, literally, right? They were deformed over the course of wearing fucking casts and stepping on them weird and being clumsy and all these other things, right? Like, I have fucked up my feet, broken toes, all that shit, right? And her feet are still, like, they look like Komodo dragon feet, right? It looks like she she got her toes bitten off in some kind of ritual. Like, maybe that's like maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. But she can somehow still walk, which is unbelievable, because I've always been told that if you lob off a toe, it's gonna fuck up your ability to walk. But every time I guess I haven't seen her, like, walk in a straight line. But
not if you lose all of them, I guess.
Well, it's like, not if you lose, like, a couple of middle ones, right? But I don't think that's even true. I think that if you lose a toe, you fuck up your ability to walk. You have to, like, relearn how to walk. It makes you walk funny. That's my understanding of it. As a person who has had fucked up the lower half, from the knee down, right? I'm fucked, right? So I know this is an area of expertise without being a foot guy, right? And I'm saying that what the hell happened to that bitch's feet? It's weird. It doesn't make any sense. She's definitely from another planet, or she's a lizard. And
here's the best way I can describe it, and I just came up with this. It's like her feet never lost their baby teeth.
That's true. Her feet never lost their baby teeth.
This is the last thing I'll say about Trump, but I think this is important. What was the point?
More whiskey.
What was the overall point? What was the reasoning behind going so hard on the Stop the Steal movement? Why did Trump just completely go behind that movement? What was the real reasoning, the real logic, the real incentive behind it?
Blind ego.
But you kind of have to understand at this point that Trump is kind of crazy like a fox. Yes, he does have a lot of ego and narcissism, but
he's not going to be indicted by whoever? There's another reason?
Do you want to guess how much money he has raised off of Stop the Steal?
Oh, yeah.
Campaign?
A fair amount. I would say.
$75 million.
Jesus fucking Christ.
$75 million Trump has raised on the Stop the Steal campaign, and he has spent close to $0 of it. Meaning,
he's paying off.
And if you think about it, most of his followers probably think that he has been spending this money immediately to pay teams of lawyers to dig through evidence of fraudulent election counting and election fraud, mass fraud everywhere.
Yeah, I really don't think
immigrants
that's stupid.
and blah blah blah, and none of it. He hasn't spent hardly any of it. Most of it's just collected, probably for another run at president or just whatever he wants to do with it.
Well, he owes a lot of people a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
although when it's his campaign, his like campaign committee earning the money versus like him, it's kind of, he has to do some shady shit to make it his money, which he's not beyond doing. And would anyone give a fuck? I don't really know.
Nope.
But yeah, it's probably something he's going to use more for political purposes. But either way, that's $75 million he's earned from his followers who believe he's using it to fight in the courts and regain presidency or whatever.
Good. Hope those motherfuckers all go bankrupt.
I feel sad. At this point, I'm just sorry. I just feel sorry.
I am incapable of doing that.